welcome to EPG Pathshala on the subject Social Medicine in Community Health. I shall be discussing health insurance scheme. This is a module for the paper Healthcare Delivery System. Health insurance scheme, this module has been prepared by a team comprising of myself. I am Professor C.P. Mishra, working in the Department of Community Medicine, Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University as principal investigator. This paper has been coordinated by Professor Nazam Khalik of Department of Community Medicine, JN Medical College, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, and the content has been written by Dr. Tabassum Nawab from Department of Community Medicine, JN Medical College, Aligarh Muslim University, and the module has been reviewed by Dr. Uzma Ram from Department of Community Medicine, JN Medical College, Aligarh Muslim University. The learning objective that has been set for this module is, number one should be able to state various health insurance schemes available in India, about the benefits of various health insurance schemes available, and who are the beneficiaries of the health insurance schemes that one should be able to know after going through this module, and about the services provided by under these schemes. If we look at this scenario, in a hospital, there are many issues, because in the serious illness, there is a lot of heavy expenditure, particularly in the private sector, and also in some of the hospitals where all facilities are not free. Emergencies occur suddenly, and people may not be prepared for this. At many of the places, pay before treatment, or there may be some serious accidents when people, the family members are not there, or in the absence of insurance coverage. Many people are not able to meet the catastrophic expenditure related to health. Needless to say that these serious catastrophic expenditure is responsible for, in many families, for selling of their assets, including land and so on. And every year, nearly 2% of the population goes below poverty line, just below this, because of catastrophic health expenditure. Realizing this fact, Government of India has initiated health insurance schemes. Though around 1 out of 10 Indians are covered under the scheme, but majority of the people are not brought under this ambit. Now, government-supported insurance schemes are a form of social security in India, and government has initiated this to provide protection to certain sections of population against income losses, or just to reduce the catastrophic expenditure. In India, a number of government-supported insurance schemes have been initiated over the last decade, and also substantial modification of a number of schemes existed earlier. Several private sector health insurance schemes have also come into force. Some of these changes have taken place at the state level also, particularly the schemes initiated by Government of India. The most important changes in particular form of the largest insurance scheme in terms of implementation across the country have been initiated by central government, or Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, popularly known as RSBY, Employment State Insurance Scheme, ESI, Central Government Health Scheme, CGHS, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana, AABY, Jan Shri Bima Yojana, Universal Health Insurance Scheme, UHIS. So these are some of the common insurance schemes that has been initiated, and we shall be discussing each one by one. Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana has been launched by Ministry of Labour and Employment, Government of India on 1st April 2008 to provide health insurance coverage for people living below poverty line. It means the BPL families. The idea is to provide protection to these BPL families from health from expenditure related to any disease management or the care of diseased person in the family. The objective is this Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana is to provide protection to BPL households from financial liabilities arising out of health shocks that involves hospitalization. Because on OPD cost is not that much, but once there is a hospitalization, it puts a lot of expenditure, and particularly the first families which are BPL, they become more vulnerable, and they may resort unhealthy selling of properties and so on. Beneficiaries are any BP below poverty line family whose information is included in the district BPL list prepared by the state government. Number two, maximum of 5 members of the family, husband, spouse, and 3 dependents can be enrolled in this scheme. There is no age limit in Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana. Beneficiaries need to pay ₹30 per family at the time of enrollment. It has been raised to ₹100 now. Benefits given: Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana provides cover for hospitalization expenditure up to 30,000 for a family of 5 on a floater basis. Transport fees charge are also covered up to maximum of ₹1,000, it's ₹100 per visit. Services covered under this scheme: many daycare surgeries. Number one, any disease that was present at the time in the past is treated as pre-existing. In case of smart cards issued from 1st April 2000, maternity benefits are covered. Both normal and cesarean deliveries are covered under Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana. A hospital will be paid ₹2,500 for normal and ₹4,500 for cesarean delivery. The newborn is covered under Rashtriya Swasth Bima since birth automatically. It implies that. Food for the person who is hospitalized is covered in the package rate. Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana does not cover OPD expenses or expenses in hospitals which don't lead to hospitalization. Now, this issue requires, particularly when the head of the family or the earning member is sick, and if the person attends to OPD, then he is not able to work, and so his expenditure declines. And many times, particularly in the private sector, OPD expenses may be also high. However, Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana does not take into consideration these things. The reason could be, one, the cost involved in the entire coverage, number one. And number two, it has been observed that hospitalizations lead to catastrophic expenditures. OPD expenses are somehow managed by the family at the family level. Finances for Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana: central government pays 75% of the total premium, 90% in case of Jammu and Kashmir and northeastern states, and state government pays the remaining premium. So this is the scheme that has been launched with the hope that there will be social protection, there will be economic protection in the event of a disease in the family comprising of 5 members, and the limit was also placed on that. But certainly this program has immense potential and many people have benefited out of this program. Unique features of the program are Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana scheme differs from the three schemes in the several important ways: empowering the beneficiary. Number two, hospitals, money from the insurer will flow directly to the concerned public hospital. Insurers, in contrast, will monitor participating hospitals in order to prevent unnecessary procedures or fraud resulting in excessive claims. Intermediaries, non-governmental organization, and MFIs will be paid for the services they render in reaching out to the beneficiaries. Government, by paying only a maximum of sum of rupees 750 per family per year, the government is also to provide access to the quality health care. Business model for all stakeholders. Insurers, better coverage of targeted beneficiaries. Information technology is intensive. Every beneficiary family is issued a biometric enabled smart card. And all these hospitals impaneled under Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana are information technology enabled and connected to the server at the district level. Safe and foolproof, the biometric enabled smart card ensures that only the real beneficiary can use the smart card. Portability, small card can be used in any Rashtriya Swasthya Bima impaneled hospital across India. That's wonderful that the same card can be used anywhere in the impaneled hospitals. Cashless and paperless transactions. That's another advantage. If you look at this diagram, it says laughter is the best medicine, but your insurance only covers chuckles, sneakers, and giggles, not the laughter. So this emphasizes that once a person is insured, probably he will be better safe and he can enjoy the benefit of good, better services, impaneled better services. The next program, Employment State Insurance Scheme, Employees State Insurance Scheme, ESI, multi-dimensional social security system, coverage applicability. The act is applicable to non-seasonal factors implying 10 or more persons. The scheme has been extended to shops, hotels, restaurants, cinemas including preview theaters, road motor transport undertakings, and newspaper establishment implying 20 or more persons. The scheme has been extended to private medical and educational institutions implying 20 or more persons in certain states and union territories. Areas covered states, all the states except Manipur, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and Mizoram, union territories Delhi and Chandigarh. Administration, ESI Corporation, Union Minister of Labour, Chairperson, responsible for coordinated policy planning and decision making for growth, development, and efficacy of the scheme. There is a standing committee constituted from among the members of the corporation, acts as the executive body. Medical Benefit Council, constituted by the central government, that advises the corporation on the matters related to effective delivery of medical services. Central headquarters at New Delhi. 52 regional, sub-regional, and divisional offices located in various states. The corporation has taken over administration of 23 ESI hospitals in various states for developing them as ESIC model hospitals. And they have initiated also medical colleges. So, systems improvement, and there is a need for health insurance for the people. This slide emphasizes enough. Self-financing health insurance schemes. Contributions are raised from covered employees and their employer as a fixed percentage of wage. As of now, covered employees will contribute 1.7% of the wages, whereas the employees contribute 4.7% of the wages payable to the employees. Employees earning up to 100 per day are exempted from payment of share of contribution. As per provisions of the Act, the state governments contribute 1/8 of the expenditure of medical benefit within a per capita ceiling of rupees 1500 per insured person per annum. Any additional expenditure incurred by the state governments over and above the ceiling are not falling within the shareable pool. Benefits, Section 46 of the Act envisages following 6 socially secured benefits: medical benefit, sickness benefit, extended sickness benefit, extended sickness benefit extendable up to 2 years in the case of 34 malignant and long-term diseases at an enhanced rate of 80% of the wages. Enhanced sickness benefit, disablement benefit, temporary disablement benefit, permanent disablement benefit, and dependence benefit is also there under the ESI scheme. Other benefit, funeral expenses, confinement expenses, and so on. Vocational rehabilitation, physical rehabilitation in case of physical disability due to employment injury. Old age medical care. Just now we have discussed ESI scheme, where the medical care, sickness benefits, and other benefits have been given under the scheme for employees working in certain institutions. The third health insurance scheme, Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana. This scheme, under an insured person who become unemployed after being insured 3 or more years due to closure of factory, establishment, retrenchment, or permanent invalidity are entitled to unemployment allowance equal to 50% of wage for a maximum period of up to 1 year. So under Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana, unemployment allowance is given, and medical care for self and family from ESI hospitals dispensary during the period of unemployment allowance. Vocational training provided for upgrading skills, expenditure on fee, traveling allowance is borne by this system. Because if a person becomes disabled, or if a person needs rehabilitative services, or a person needs vocational training, it is required for upgradation of their skills, so that whatever functional residual functional capacity they have, that must be enhanced for enhancing their quality of life. The Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana acts as a supplement to ESI schemes, and it has a lot of benefit for those people who have become victim of permanent invalidity or closure of factory and so on. Central Government Health Scheme, CGHS, the government initiated in the scheme, and it provides comprehensive healthcare facilities for the central government employees and pensioners and their dependents. The comprehensive healthcare facilities means it not only takes up only preventive care, it emphasizes other preventive and preventive aspects as well. Main components are the dispensary services includes domiciliary care, family welfare and maternal and child health services, so it takes also reproductive health, child health care, specialist consultation facilities both at dispensary, polyclinic and hospitals. So besides providing general care, it provides specialist consultations as well. X-ray, ECG and laboratory facilities. So there is a laboratory backup under the scheme for diagnosis of the conditions they are suffering from. hospitalization services are there, and organization for the purchase, storage, distribution of supply and medicines and requirements. Central government health scheme takes into cognizance the medical care aspects, advanced medical care, organization for purchase, storage, distribution and supply of medicines and other requirements. Beneficiaries are all central government employees and their dependent family members residing in CGHS covered areas, central government pensioners and their eligible family members getting pension from central civil estimates, sitting and ex-members of parliament, ex-governors and lieutenant governors, freedom fighters, and ex-vice presidents of India, and sitting and ex-judges of Supreme Court and High Courts, employees and pensioners of certain autonomous organizations in Delhi, journalists in Delhi, accredited with PIB for OPD and RML hospital, Delhi police personnel posted in Delhi, railway board employees, so central CGHS scheme provides to have a very extensive network, and it takes care of central government employees in provision of general, specialist, and other care. It not only to the employees only, but their dependents, their family members also. Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana is the next initiative. Under this scheme, it is this scheme, social security scheme for rural landless households. This scheme is primarily concerned with the rural landless households, and it entitles them social security benefits. The premium of ₹200 per person per annum is shared equally by the central government and by state government. The member to be covered should be aged between 18 to 59 years. Benefits on natural death, ₹30,000. On death due to accident or permanent disability due to accident, loss of 2 eyes or 2 limbs, ₹25,000. On partial permanent disability due to accident, loss of 1 eye or 1 limb, ₹7,500. Jan Shri Bima Yojana, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana. In Jan Shri Bima Yojana was launched on 10th August 2000. The scheme replaced Social Security Group Insurance Scheme and Rural Group Life Insurance Scheme. 45 occupational groups have been covered under this scheme, Jan Shri Bima Yojana. BD workers, carpenters, fishermen, brick-kiln workers, cobblers, hamels. Universal Health Insurance Scheme is another scheme. Under this scheme, this scheme is first implemented by 4 public sector general insurance companies for improving the access of healthcare to the poor families. Benefits are reimbursement of medical expenses up to ₹30,000 towards hospitalization, floated against the entire family. Death cover accidental ₹25,000 to the earning head of the family, and compensation due to loss of earning of the earning member ₹50 per day up to maximum of 15 days. Universal Health Insurance Scheme has been redesigned targeting only to the BPL families. The premium subsidy has been enhanced from ₹100 to ₹200 for an individual, for ₹300 for the family of 5, or ₹400 for family of 7, without any reduction in benefits. Now, we have discussed just now the various health insurance schemes that are invoked by the public sector, but there are several private organizations which are coming forward in provision of health care, particularly medical care component. Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana has been initiated in the country, and which has tremendous impact in the provision of health care, particularly the people who are residing below poverty line families. But while looking at the provision of Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, we must take into cognizance that this scheme has been provided to the people. Most of the schemes have been directed towards provision of benefits to the people living below poverty line. And in rural areas, the urban areas, identification of people living below poverty line is not an easy task. Many times when evaluations have been done, not only for this program, but particularly for the provision of targeted public distribution rationing system, it was observed that the benefits were misdirected. And same holds true for this program as well. If there is the identification of beneficiaries is not correct, say for example, if the BPL families are designated as non-BPL, or non-BPL families are designated as BPL, then the purpose is defeated. So, in the real sense of implementation of various national health insurance schemes, be it Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, be it other schemes, it has to be ensured that each and every people are categorized in a proper manner as below poverty line. Not only that, they must be enlisted into that. The second important aspect is that there should be quality control, because many private hospitals, many other organizations have been entitled to act as the provider of insured persons under Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Many times it may so happen that the condition doesn't require that much cost. Still, it may be inflated, expenditures may be shown, and that is the cause of concern. So there must be strong regulatory mechanisms so that the benefits are given to the families below poverty line. That should be properly documented, and real disease conditions may be identified. The various health insurance schemes that has been initiated by government in India at central state level aims to reduce the burden of expenditure, income loss on treatment by citizens, especially focusing on underprivileged sections of the society. The basic purpose is that people can come straight to the health facilities, enjoy the benefit, and they can come cashless. There is no money required, and afterwards, what they get treatment, they also get the benefit of travel allowance. In order to encourage the follow-up budgets, also there is a provision under the scheme of rupees as a transport allowance. However, this should be noted that the outreach of Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana or outreach of various health insurance schemes are very limited. CGHS is confined to the central government employees, and the benefit of scheme, only 10% people are covered under the insurance scheme. And so if the 90% people have been not brought under the MBIT, even if you look at the people below poverty line, they can't be less than 7% or around 40%. 4 out of 10 people are under BPL. And so there is an enormous gap in the provision of enrollment of the beneficiaries. However, there is a lack of awareness about the program, poor political commitment, there is an element of corruption also in the scheme, and poor quality services. These aspects has to be looked into to optimize the benefit of the program. The utilization rates are poor, that needs to be taken care of to reduce the burden and improve the quality of health of citizens. Finally, I thank you very much for visiting EPG Pathshala.